On paper, Saturday night's battle for the Riverstone Cup looks a little bit lopsided. UNH is on top of the Hockey East standings and has lost just once in its last 10 games. Dartmouth is dead last in the ECAC and a loser in 5 of its last 6, as well as 11 of 15 overall. But if the recent history of the Granite State's Division I hockey rivalry has taught us anything, it's that the paper isn't always to be believed in these games, because it's better just to expect the unexpected. Take the 2005 game as an example. UNH entered that one a robust 10 games over 500 and carried a 7-3 lead into the late stages of the second period, only to lose 9-8. The next year, Wildcat Jacob McFlicker failed to convert on a last-minute penalty shot, but subsequently scored the game winner with only 15 seconds remaining. Then the year after that, UNH fired 57 shots on the Dartmouth net, including 23 from its first line alone, and yet wound up losers in a 5-3 decision. Last year things got back to normal, with the Wildcats securing a rather routine 6-4 win, but the lesson still remains relevant in regard to Saturday's matchup at Verizon Wireless Arena, and UNH coach Dick Umili has made certain his team realizes as much.
I think the returning guys all know that. We've had some wild games with them, and the last couple of years it's been okay, but we've had some wild games with them, so they're all aware of it.
Umili's team must also be aware of Scott Fleming, Adam Eskaclay, and Matt Reber, the trio of juniors who are the only members of the Big Green to crack double digits in scoring through the team's first 15 contests. As that would suggest, Dartmouth isn't particularly adept at putting the puck in the net, though they also aren't great at preventing it, so they rank 49th nationally with a goal differential approaching -1 per game. But, again, Umili has seen enough in the history of Bob Gaudette's team to think this one will be anything but a rollover.
I just know Bobby Gaudette, he does a good job with the program, and I know they got off to a slow start, but they've been playing better the second part of that first half. His kids play tenacious, they're aggressive, his personality's that way. I know he likes to play a physical game. This is always a big game for them, and I know Bobby sells them on the fact that they're playing UNH to a team that's typically ranked. It's an opportunity for them to play us, and it's an in-state rivalry game on top of it also. They'll come out and they're going to play hard. That's why these games have always been very good games. They get some talented players there.
And that in-state motivation can't be underestimated either. Even in the midst of otherwise lost seasons, Dartmouth has demonstrated the ability to get geared up for this one game with bragging rights in the balance, and treat it like the Red Sox used to treat their games against the Yankees. In that rivalry, it's always been a bigger deal when Boston beat New York than when New York beat Boston, and Paul Thompson says his teammates are mindful that a green win over the boys from Durham would go over quite well in Hanover.
It's a big game, especially for them. They're not having the success they like this season. Neither are we, but it'd be a big game for them to knock us off, just because we're higher and pair-wise and stuff like that for them. So I think just both teams just give 100%, just want to win.